Hey everybody, and welcome to our Week 5 Bachelor recap. I'm here, as always, with Michael Riccardi to break down all the drama that happened this week on The Bachelor. But before we get into that, if you want to like this video and subscribe to us on YouTube, that would be fantastic. It would help us out so much. And do all your Valentine's Day shopping. Only 11 more days left on Amazon. The link is on the sidebar thing at the side there. We get a little bit back, and you get the same great deals that you always get. And you can find me on Twitter at thegoodyear1975 and say hi, Mike.
Hello, everybody. Mike here. You can find me on Twitter at MikeyRich1122.
Fantastic. Okay, we got 2 hours of crazy, sexy, awkward, all rolled into one. So we'll start out there, finally out of the mansion. And, sorry.
Did you notice one thing about, okay, real quick, my pet peeve. That mansion they were in was pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that living quarters?
Oh, I know. They're like...
It was like a bed in front of a closet, like a bunk bed in front of another closet. I'm like, they just went and crammed as many beds possible in like one room.
Oh, yeah, they're puppy piled in there.
That's insane.
It's so they can kill each other.
Pretty much.
That's all there is. So they're all off to New Mexico, and Megan thinks she's leaving the country, and I think Megan was drunk, or I don't know. Like, did you see the end? Did you, like, watch the whole thing and, like, to the end? And she had the sombrero, and, like...
Yeah.
I think Megan was a little on something.
She's weird all the time.
Not that weird, though. She's a little crazy, but...
Her face is always spaced out looking when she talks.
Yeah, she's the new Onion, I guess.
Pretty much.
I don't know. So they're in Santa Fe, and Carly gets the first one-on-one date. And they're going to see
a Love Guru.
What did you think of Love Guru?
I thought it was just hilarious. They conveniently walk in, she's like turned around humming in the air.
Would you ever do that with Anthony?
No. No.
You know, it's so...
We would probably get told we're destined to kill each other or something like that.
It's so bogus. And, like, Chris is so, like, what did I do here? Like, it was...
Their whole entire time at that place was so weird. It just seemed like we were watching it for so long.
Yeah, it was a little inappropriate. I mean, for a first date, like, they've known each other, like, 3 weeks.
That's something him and Britt should have been doing.
Or maybe the Virgin. Put the Virgin on that date. That
would God, put Becca in there. They'll put Ashley I. She would have made out with him the whole time.
Oh my gosh, she would have been humping him like a dog in heat. But yeah, it was so weird, and it's just like, I felt like a little pervy watching parts of it. And I'm like, this is just... I'm like, how much are they going to take off? And Carly's not comfortable, and Chris isn't comfortable, obviously, and it's just like, when are you going to stop?
I just love how it was like slow-mo, her hands on his hips, like slowly pulling his pants down, and then she's just like, I can't do this, I can't do this. He's like, okay, me either.
I know, this is what I'm talking about with ABC and their, like, amazing editing. Like, it's infuriating to me, but they're amazing editing skills. Like, we saw, like, the door close, the pants go down. We thought, oh, Carly and him are for sure going to be having some sex.
They've been tricking it this whole season.
They're bad for that. Like,
because I'm still waiting for the dramatic thing that happens, and that hasn't happened.
I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking that's probably going to be, like, next week, like, the fallout of what happens at the end of the show today. But, yeah, and then what did you think of Carly's, we're going to say story, because story is a big thing this episode about her boyfriend who didn't want to be physical with her, and just like, why would you stay in it for a guy with 2 years who didn't want to be
That's
physical?
what I don't understand. I just think it wasn't even necessarily that much as she just didn't feel loved.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to feel loved, and I totally understand her on that, but I just don't know about this whole like non-physical thing. It just seemed very stretchy to make it seem more drastic than it was.
Yeah, I think so too. But do you think Carly's place in the pecking order has now kind of put her to the top?
Not the top.
Like, I think I'm thinking top 4 now.
Asked a couple people. I think she passed like Ashley, Mackenzie, whoever Sam is. She passed those girls.
Yeah, like I'm
Saw
putting
Sam
her.
like what one time the whole episode.
Oh, I know that poor girl. It's like she's not even there.
She just keeps making it week after week, and we never hear a word.
I know, like what's going on? Well, there's got to be something happening behind that we're not being seen, and like she's just not so crazy and like
She must be too
outspoken.
normal for this group.
Yeah, the normal one. And wouldn't it be funny if he ends up with her and like we never see her?
She just ends up being the final two, then
She's the
loses. She's
she's the
always the final two,
bachelorette.
then loses, and then
She's
yeah,
the
she's the
bachelorette with
bachelorette.
the least screen time, like because no one even knows who she is. But yeah, it's just I this date. I was like, oh, this like then the strawberry, like she's not even putting like the strawberry in his mouth. It's like all over his face, and I got some really hilarious screen grabs that I was like trying to put into my blog, and I couldn't fit them in to make it work. But like it's just like, but they would make like really good memes and stuff like that, like the faces he pulled, and I got some really good screen grabs of it. But I'm not creative enough to do any of that crap.
The only thing I would think that showed that she moved up in the list was the fact that when they first got together, she hugged him, like in his arms, and pecked him, and he just kind of like put her down. But then after all the talking and everything they did, he actually makes out with her.
Yeah, well, this whole date was to see if there was a sexual chemistry because she's all been like, I mean, she's the one that came out of the limo wearing like the cupcake dress with the kitty karaoke
Yeah,
machine and stuff like that. So she's always kind of been the fun, ha 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 girl. So I think he was trying to get
see
a
if there's something
deeper,
more.
yeah, get a deeper connection with her, and I think that kind of happened, especially at dinner. Like I kind of liked their dinner conversation more than anything that was happening.
Well, she kind of got him to be a little more personable.
Yeah, and
Because
I
he
was,
said about how he never felt he's been good enough for a girl.
yeah. And I have to say though, as like he's sitting there and they're like their backs were against each other and he's like doing the breathing. As I was watching it on my like computer today, like full screen, I'm like, he really has like everything you complain about his lips. I was like, oh my god, Michael's dying. Michael's got to be dying right now.
I
Like,
just don't get it. It's like he's a good-looking guy, but there's just no top lip at all, and like nothing.
he just to me looked like he was having a baby. Like he
Yeah, he's got that man pooch.
like when he was going through like the breathing, I'm like, are you in Lamaze or are you meditating? Like what are you doing here? Like,
Probably knew what to do.
it was just so funny. So Carly gets the rose and everything is good. And then back at the mansion, or not the I guess we're not in the mansion, we're in the hotel. Carly is giving us the story of her husband's death, and it
Whitney or
Kelsey.
Kelsey or Chelsea Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey's giving us the story of Sanderson's death. What name Sanderson? But I guess he wanted to walk to work and dropped out of like congestive heart failure at like 42 years old. Like he's not. There was a big age gap between these two. I did my research. I did. I had to see who this guy looked like. But she taught like he's only been dead like this was like
It's like a
2013,
year.
a year and a half, 2013,
Yeah.
and she had no emotion
I was
talking to
talking to
the
my
girls.
friend last night when she was watching it with me, and she was like, "She's a bitch. Like, look at the way she's talking about it." But I lost my brother, and like when I talk about it, I think people think I'm weird. Like, I don't know, because I lost someone so close. I think I just have this thing. It's just like you die. Like people die. It's what it is. Like I'm not gonna get teary-eyed every time I talk about it. Like I would look weird too on TV. Her weirdness for me came way later in the episode, the way she talked about him. But in that moment, I didn't think it was too weird because I mean, if she's fully accepted it and processed it and understands it and she's okay with it, I can see where she can come off cold about it because she's just it is what it is. Like she can't change it, so why tear yourself up about it?
I don't
But
know.
at the
I
same
just
time,
thought
she
it was
also
weird.
claims that she was like madly in love with him and all this stuff, and it just she did just seem very careless. And I do agree with we're just talking like Caitlyn and Becca. I don't know what two girls it was, or Mackenzie and Becca, I think. But I do agree that they were like, why the hell did she wait all the way till now to talk about this?
Yeah. Well, I can see. I mean,
everybody else had said their stuff weeks ago, and she's the only one that held out.
But we don't know how much alone time she's really had with him either. So I can see why you would want a good chunk of. I don't know
But
why.
why is she stressing about it now?
Yeah, I don't know why she hasn't talked to the girls about it since. Because if like Julia, who let it out like right away.
Yeah, that's
and
what
the
I'm saying.
Girls were really respectful of, okay, like if you want to tell them at a group setting, we'll give you your space and let you do it. Like
exactly. If she would have told them, they would have had no problem letting her have that time to explain it.
That's the one thing that was weird about it. I could see why she didn't want to tell him, like, in the middle of a group date or whatever. Like, that's something you want to be uninterrupted for. It was just really cold. I mean, for a young girl, like, she's only, like, I think, like, 23 or 24 now. And someone, like, and lost him so, like,
abruptly,
recently and suddenly. What, like, there was no, I'm not expecting her to be like a mushy like thing of like tears in the corner, but there was no emotion whatsoever when she was talking about him, and it was strange to me. And then she was like, I need a one-on-one and I need this and blah blah blah, and she's just so, God, high maintenance, this girl. I can't.
But she didn't get the one-on-one.
No, we get the group date, and we have Jade, Ashley, Whitney, Mackenzie, Caitlin, Becca, Samantha, Kelsey, and Megan. And they are, I'm falling rapidly in love or whatever, so obviously this is on boats. And
which totally meant put your makeup on, put your fake eyelashes.
I know, these girls,
put your face on.
Like, this is an outdoorsy guy, and like
I think Ashley's eyelashes are like glued into her eyes.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, they're like sewn into her eyelids, I would bet. But he's an outdoorsy guy, and these girls are so done all the time. Like, I get you're on camera, but you're camping and you're whitewater rafting, and it's just, take some off. Take it off.
Some of them apparently sleep in it, so, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that, too. Freaking crazy. So they go whitewater rafting. Jade falls out of the boat, and apparently she's got some condition where, like, she gets, like, hypothermia really easy, like, at temperatures that you're not supposed to. So Chris is giving her a little more attention.
Oh, well, because she flew over the boat.
Yeah. She's
got a girl, like, the one that has the problem wearing gloves and shoes and all this shit to go whitewater rafting falls in.
Yeah. It's so funny, and I'm like, and like Kelsey's like little like rage fire has been burning since the camping trip, and like every like time something happens, it's like another log on her rage fire. So this was just like another one, and she's like, why did she get this? Blah blah blah. I should do this. Blah. I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
Do you get the vibe it's actressy?
Yes.
Because in that scene when she was making fun of Jade, it just seems so much like an actress. Her laugh, it just seems so contrived. It's just, I don't know. They're definitely.
That, or she's just a spoiled little rich girl that like is so used to getting her way. That when something happens, she doesn't know how to freaking deal with it. Just, God. So then I guess Jade's falling out of the boat pretty much ended their boat ride.
Like, pull over, we're done.
Yeah, down their boat ride to the Rio Grande, and then they're at the hotel for their after party. And like, it's so funny how they're all sitting there like, did he fall asleep? Is he not feeling well? And meanwhile, Jordan.
She was the drunk, right?
She was one of the drunks. Yeah, she was the drunk that.
I was trying to remember her. I just couldn't remember her. She wasn't the one that walked in twice, was she?
No, she was the one that her last rose ceremony, she was wearing the black dress, and he was kissing everybody, and she's like, I want to kiss you, and he wouldn't kiss her. He was like the only one.
Oh, that's right. She was the stumbly drunk.
Yeah, she was the messy drunk. Messy, like messier than even Tara, and like Tara was a messy drunk.
That's right. That was Tara.
So yeah, so she's back, which was I would never have thought like that. I didn't even think anybody was coming back. Never mind her.
Yeah. They
So,
definitely were able to use a lot of comments about that situation in the trailer that were contrived for other things that weren't.
yeah, that is for sure. Because like there was like no hint that anybody was coming back. So ABC is just killing us with their edit, killing us with
Yeah.
their edit. So what did you think of like? What did you think of him letting her back in the room?
He does not want to look like a dick.
No.
That's what I think. Like, I'm sorry. If there was really nothing there, he would just send her home right then, not even bring her to the girls. But he knows America's watching. He's the nice guy. It's just like the other chick, what was her name?
Oh.
Letting her come back in. It's just like he brought her in, felt the vibe, was like, okie dokie, goodbye.
Well, he should know. I mean, he already did this once, and the vibe was not good. And that was
Yeah.
night one. This is like like in real life, probably about week 3. And you think that the vibe is going to be better with these girls
Yeah.
who are
When
now
there's even less of them.
and they're invested in you, and you've been kissing them, and you've had like relationships with these people. Like, goes through a man's mind. Can you help me out here?
Sex.
Sex. God. So she brings her back, and everyone is like, "What?" And another log on Kelsey's rage fire. Like, she's just.
She was just building up that anger.
I was expecting her head to go like Exorcist style 360 with like green stuff spewing out of her mouth and her ears and her eyes. Like I thought she was just gonna lose her shit. Like honestly, I didn't. She took it way better than I thought she would. It was Ashley I that actually went like friggin' Queen of the Damned. I'm like, holy smokes.
So do you think, not skipping ahead too much, but since Whitney gets the rose, do you think he heard their argument?
He had to have. They weren't that
Because he was
far
only
away.
probably around the corner, right? And she was screaming at Whitney.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing, was like he had to have heard it and liked how Whitney was talking, because she was the only one that voiced like the let's not be mean. I'm sure the girls didn't want to be mean, but she was the only one who really went toe to toe with Ashley
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, I'm sure he heard. He had to have heard the
Because it seemed like
argument
all the
between
girls
two
were
of
there
them.
but Jordan.
Yeah, because he had taken Jordan. Because he had taken Jordan away to
Yeah.
send her home. Like when they came back in the room, that was her. I'm leaving, say goodbye. So like when she walked back in the room, she was already on her way out the door. But I'm pretty sure like they probably walked in and heard some of it and was like, hang back and listen. Like that's what I
Yeah.
would have done. I would have been like, stop.
Yeah, let me hear this.
Yeah, let's hear what's gonna happen here. Because Ashley I was just like,
She
we
was
gotta be
she
mean
was
to her.
losing
Yeah,
it.
she went from like Disney princess to mean girl, like head mean girl, and I'm like,
Because she's taking it too. I think there's a couple girls in this group that are sneaking through being fake.
oh yeah, for sure. And even like in their one-on-ones, like I don't know how Chris thought that these girls were just gonna forget that Jordan's here and not mention her existence in their one-on-ones, but like right
Well,
off
he
the
even
bat,
told them to.
yeah, like right off the bat, like she's not wife material, blah blah blah. She just doesn't like her. Like
Yeah.
hands off, she just doesn't like her. They have two different personalities, and not all the girls are gonna love each other, obviously. But just shut up. Like you don't need to be mean to anybody just for the sake of being mean. Like you don't have to like her being here. You don't have to like Chris's decision to bring her here. But if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at Chris for allowing her back in the room. Don't be
Yeah,
mad
don't
at
go
her for
after her.
trying. Because you would try too. You don't think
Yeah.
that she would have been the one bouncing back in here for the boomerang?
If she came back in, she would have like drugged me out of there.
Oh, she just I just had enough of this girl, like just enough. So, but I think only Caitlyn in the one-on-one part of it was the only one that didn't speak a lot or even really about Jordan at all.
Well, we didn't even see all the conversations, really.
No,
They
we didn't.
skimmed through most of them.
Yeah, we didn't see Samantha because we never see Samantha, but we saw quite a bit. And like they all just kind of start. Even Whitney started off about Jordan, and Caitlyn was kind of like the only one that was like, I don't want to talk about this or whatever. So I thought I wanted Caitlyn to get the rose. I thought Jade was gonna get it just for falling out of the boat, to be honest with you. So
That's why I'm saying I think he heard the
yeah.
fight. Because it seems so out of left field, because I had no idea who was getting it, because they didn't show enough
Yeah.
of anybody really having a great time with him that it was like, I don't know who's getting it. It's going to be a mystery.
Exactly. I was like, if Caitlyn could get this date rose and not, like, that would be, like, how many rose ceremonies that she hasn't had to worry about anything for. That would have been
like her first one in a long time.
Yeah, so, like, I hope Caitlyn, I thought Jade just for the sympathy part of it and for being a pretty good sport about being dumped out of a boat and catapulted back into one. And so when Whitney got it, I was like, okay, this has got to be either something else on their one-on-one or he heard the conversation. And
do you think they're grooming Jade for the Bachelorette?
no, not with those pictures.
You think that picture screwed her?
Yeah.
I'm just going off the edit. Because if it's not, okay, like, let's say if it's not Jade, who would you pick?
Caitlyn. Carly.
I have a feeling Carly's going soon.
Caitlyn's edit is really good. Like, she's getting a really good edit.
I just don't know if they would use her. She seems a bit much.
And Carly's edit so far has been okay.
It's getting a little better. Britt's is no.
Yeah, Britt, no.
I think her final, she was finalized tonight to not be the Bachelorette.
Maybe Becca.
Yeah, I guess she shines in the last couple episodes.
Yeah, maybe Becca. But
the Bachelorette or the Bachelor is never usually the final two, right?
Yeah, it has been.
Has it?
Ashley was final two, wasn't she?
I don't know. I don't get out our back of this.
I think Ashley was Ben. It was between. I think it was between Ashley and Courtney on Ben's season.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Ashley's reaction to everything is just over the top. It is over the top. And then we go back
storming off down the hallway. Like,
I know.
Whitney, like, of all the people, why Whitney? It's like, ugh. It's
because you're a spoiled little brat.
And then they go back to the hotel room and still talking about Whitney. Like, poor Mackenzie. Okay, this is my favorite thing in life in reality TV shows is when someone is just like rad talking shit talking somebody and the other person's just right in front of them and just like, I think Whitney's nice. I don't see anything wrong. After Ashley's bashing her for probably 10 minutes, and then Mackenzie's just like, Whitney seems nice. She's fine. I was like, oh my god, I love moments like that. Because you know, in Ashley's head, she's like, fuck you, bitch. Like, you suck too. Like, damn it. Who am I talking to? Get out of my room. Like,
nobody's got my back here.
Damn it. She's just, I love when people just do not get the reaction from the other person the way they're talking.
Yeah,
it gave me the vibe that she would have been a floater in a conversation like that, but she actually was like, "No, Whitney's nice."
Yeah, she's done anything to me. Why am I gonna be mad at Whitney? Like,
yeah, I just thought for sure though she was gonna kind of float with Ashley because she kind of talks that way with everybody else.
Yeah, and it was like, and if you think about it, it looks like Whitney's like the favorite. So why am I gonna go against the favorite?
Like no one's mean to Whitney. Why are you?
I ain't gonna be the one that's mean to Whitney, like, 'cause that's gonna get me gone.
No, especially she's getting really good at it too.
Yeah, I know things. So then we're.
I know you're gonna make me buckle soon to know who it is.
So then, Britt and Carly are back at the hotel, and obviously Britt's getting the second one-on-one date. And we learned that Britt does not shower. I can't. Okay. I can't.
I totally understand.
No, like, you shower.
No, I totally understand, like, the not showering, like, every day. But the fact that Carly was like, she hasn't showered in weeks, I was like, okay, that's just weird.
Yes, I'm like, the pool is not a bath, honey. Like, you get in the shower
That's what she thinks.
with the
She must have
soap.
thought that pool was the shower.
Obviously, like, you get in the shower with soap, and then she's like, oh, I have to wash my hair. I'm like, if you haven't showered in 2 weeks, how the hell do you wash your hair? Like, the girl sleeps in
The
full
pool.
makeup. The girl sleeps in full ass makeup. Doesn't bathe. I'm like,
And the confirmation is too is that later on when they're on the group date and they flash back to the girls, every girl pretty much had something to say about it.
oh yeah,
So it wasn't like just Carly made it up or a couple girls made it up. It was like every single other girl was saying something about it.
yeah. Well, when you're living on top
So
of each other and you don't
clearly,
shower,
yeah. And then they were shady with the she's fake and she doesn't want kids. She told me she doesn't want kids, and then to go to her being like, I want a bunch of kids. Like
exactly. Which is,
it just proves that she
yeah,
went her little thing of isn't she the waitress trying to be an actress?
yeah. I was gonna get
Okay,
into. I was gonna get
further
into
proofs.
the fakeness of Britt after we talked about the date a little bit. So they go. The thing is, the sky's the limit. So she's now like freaking the hell out because she's terrified of heights. Which, Britt, I'm right there with you. Would not be
Me
bungee
too.
jumping.
I'm gonna cry when I read the card, and I'm like, like you don't even know what you're doing. Why are you crying? It could have been a plane ride for heaven's sake. You just got
Yeah,
on a plane to New Mexico.
but think about it. I mean, my mind would go, I'm going to jump out of something too, or jump off of something, or something is going to be bad, and it's going to be dangerous. And I don't even know if I would be cool with a balloon ride, to be honest with you, because that's not safe.
Okay, I've been on a balloon ride. Anthony and I, my husband and I, got a gift to do a free balloon ride in wine country, and I hate heights. Hate them with a passion. I hate flying. I hate everything about it. But you literally, after it gets ready, you sit in a basket, and you literally float away like it's nothing. There's no harsh takeoff. There's no harshness of that at all. You just kind of lightly float away. It's not scary at all, which I was extremely scared about doing. And that's why I think she didn't have a problem with it when she actually got there, because if you're scared of heights, it's not that bad.
But see, my fear of heights is not like it's not taking off, it's not landing. It would be when I'm up there and I look down, I'd lose my lunch.
Well, see, I really never looked down. I just looked out.
Like,
Well,
cause
see,
I
my
used to
balloon ride
live,
also didn't go high in the air, so.
like I used to live on the 12th floor. Like before we got this house, I used to live on the 12th floor of an apartment building, and I couldn't even go on the balcony and look down. I could go on the balcony and look out, but I could not, like, when I had to go and like look down to see like where the kids were or something, the world would spin. Like, it was brutal. And I was encased in concrete. I knew I wasn't going anywhere, but it's that fear of, like, I think I fear of falling over, or I don't know. But anyway, they go up in the boat and they kiss the whole time, so she's probably not looking at anything. So it's,
No, she was there to
and I
make
was
out.
disappointed. I was disappointed because I thought this was going to be like the come to Jesus meeting after the confrontation they had last week.
Well, actually, we skipped a big thing, too. That Chris was
Oh yeah.
fucked up. Like, how the hell you gonna walk in that room and you literally just went on a date with Carly like the day before, and you're gonna walk in there and shush her, make out with Britt in her bed? Like,
See,
sometimes I think that boy just doesn't think what he's doing.
he took to Twitter and he said that he honestly didn't know anybody was awake. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the shushing
Was production.
might have been to production or
I just think
production.
once he woke her, it should have just been woke her and went, okay, come on, and picked her up, carried her out, took her out of the room.
Yeah.
It
But
should not
again,
have
they're
been.
all puppy piled into this bedroom. Like, can we, like, there's only 11 girls. Can we not just get like 2 or 3 to a room?
And I understand how he says he can say that to cover his ass, but that camera had Carly lit up in the bed, leaning forward, like she wasn't like he's like, oh my god, he woke me up, I heard it all. She was like leaned up in the bed, like seriously, I'm right fuck here.
Like with the
Like you
popcorn.
can't tell me he didn't know that was happening. The camera has the light on her in bed. They
Yeah,
know she's awake.
I don't know. Yeah, it was poor form. But again, he doesn't ever think about where he's
No,
kissing people.
he just does it.
So again, I'm not surprised that he would do it. And then they go back to his hotel room and they talk. And that was when she's like, "Oh, I want lots of kids." And then like Flash says she didn't want any kids. And they all think she's another one of the fakers, which I am now starting to see. I did like Britt at the beginning, but now I'm starting to see
There's some theatrics.
yeah.
This
I kind
episode
of
showed a
saw
lot
it.
of girls in the wrong light that were in the good light.
Yeah, I kind of saw it a little last week when she was talking to the sisters.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the favorite.
Yeah, but she's just yeah, like I really wanted him to confront her. Like if he was so angry with her for what she said last week, why was there no discussion about that?
Maybe he already did. We just didn't see
Maybe
it.
I don't know, but that's what we want to see. I don't want
Maybe she went to his hotel room or his house. Clearly, that's what these girls are doing.
to. Yeah.
I feel like this season is really setting up the future to make people extra ballsy. We got people breaking into the hotel room, breaking into his room, coming back, not accepting the not rose and coming back. Like, I
Okay.
feel like this is
Well,
just
let's just
prepping for
talk
this
about
to
the
happen
coming
later.
back. Okay, let's talk about the coming back for a second. That was totally staged by production. It had to have been. There is no way in hell that Jordan would have known that they had left LA
Oh
and
no,
ended up
she
in
was
Santa
told where they
Fe.
were. She was
Like,
told where they were.
like
You
they're
think they
probably
brought her
like,
in for spice it up?
yeah, oh, of course. They were like, we need some kind of drama because now every season somebody comes back. I don't know why they chose Jordan, but
Because she was the most storyline based when she sat down and talked to him. She can pull the, oh, I made a huge mistake. I was drunk. I don't do that. And then the second she sits down, she's got a cocktail in her hand.
could you imagine the epicness of Ashley S coming back?
That would have been hilarious. She would have been like just crazy eyed looking at him like, I found you. And that's all she said. And he would just run away.
My tracking device works. Like,
Oh.
so yeah, so that is totally staged by production. Obviously, I mean, either she called up and said, "I want to come back. Is it okay?" And they said, "Okay, here's where he is," or they called her and said, "He's right here. You want to try and see if it's like maybe they need to fill more weeks or something." I don't know. But yeah, so what did you think though? Do you think Carly after this date, Carly's gotten a little
Feisty.
possessive? I would say
Hmm.
over Chris. Like, do you think this is?
I think she just finally feels in the game.
Yeah.
And she hasn't, and I think this date really solidified her. And I think that's why there was a huge shift against Britt.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because all it took was one person to say something, then all of a sudden it snowballed to where she loves being single, she doesn't want kids, like,
She doesn't shower.
yeah.
She sleeps in her
Because the
maid.
reality is, you know they're telling each other things because
Yeah,
they think they can trust them. And the second someone says something, it just is all going to come out.
for sure. For sure. And then Britt gets back. Here's my thing, too. Britt gets back from the date and then tells everybody about how they went to his hotel room and they had room service and talked. And
I
then they
took a
had
nap.
a nap.
Though I will say, I took a 2-hour nap after my hot air balloon ride. Because you got to get up at 4:20 in the morning to be there by 5 a.m., to wait around for another hour to fly, and then you
Why do you have
fly
to be
for an
there so
hour.
early?
You have to get there because they have to drive around to find the perfect site to take off from. So you drive around for like 20 minutes while they try to find the perfect spot. And
But
then
why
they got
can't
to
this
fill
balloon
up.
ride happen at like 1 in the afternoon? Why does this have to be like a 4 a.m. thing?
There's different times. There's morning, noon, and evening. So you
Okay.
get the sunrise, or you just do midday, or you do sunset.
Okay.
But you got to be there like an hour and a half before you ever freaking take off. I showed up in mine with like trench coat and sweaters, and I was freezing cold. And then we got in the air, and I was like, "It's hot. I'm over it." Take off my jackets. I can't. I'm just throw them over the edge.
Yeah.
But I could see that they maybe really took a nap, but I don't think they only took a nap. She can't stop kissing him, so she at least did something.
I'm just like, but I'm like, oh, God. So now like Kelsey's like, there's like the final log on Kelsey's freaking bonfire, and now she's just lost her goddamn mind. And the next morning she gets up and is like,
I'm
this
gonna
isn't
tell him.
this is another obstacle in my relationship with Chris. And I hadn't realized that they hadn't kissed yet. What relationship do you have with this man?
She never had a one-on-one time with him.
Like, no kissing, no one-on-one, nothing. Like, the relationship is in your mind, girl. Like, stop. But anyhow, she's like, I have to tell him. So she, like, dolls herself up. I'm like, who did not notice that girl walking out of the hotel room looking...
All dressed out at, like, 7 in the morning.
Exactly. Like, he's also getting on a suit at 7. Like, I'm like, what time is this? I need timelines. Like, give me time.
Maybe it was rose ceremony day, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he was actually, like, getting
Maybe
into...
he was getting dressed and everything, and she popped in.
Yeah, this is not 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, this is, like, gotta be mid-afternoon.
4 afternoon.
Yeah. So she just tells him his story and, like, fine with it. But now she's got emotion. This is what bothers me. Like, telling the girls, no problem. Turn on the waterworks for Chris.
It's the same with everything with her. It's, I hate being in the desert. I hate being camping. I hate doing this. And then it's like, oh my God, I'm having so much fun.
Like, this chick is like, there's like 2 people in her, and I can't handle her anymore. And then she was like, my story's amazing. It's so tragic, and it's so amazing, and I love my story. Shut up. Like have no...
That was what vilified me, that she is loco. Like, say something like that. Like, is she making her own love novel movie on this show? Like, is she, like, staging what she thinks is really happening?
Oh, no kidding. And it's like, this isn't just Chris's love story. This is my love story too. I overcame such tragedy, and people need to see that. And I'm like, you are fucking nuts. And, like, who sits there and tells, like, this tragic story about how the love of your life, your husband, tragically passes away, like, and then starts making out with a guy? Like, who does that?
Because she's fake.
And it's like, I think Chris just doesn't know what to say, so he just kisses to make it better.
Yeah, when he's awkward, he kisses people.
Yeah, like, he doesn't know what else to do. He's like, I'll kiss you.
He just wants to end the conversation.
Exactly, and I'm just like, it's like, I think only Becca now is the only one that hasn't had, like, a...
Well, he tried to, like, usher her out of the room, too.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, he's like, can you just go? I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah. Like, she infuriates me. Like, and she's this girl, people, guidance counselor at a school, is responsible for the mental well-being of children.
She definitely came on this show way too soon.
Like, do you think she's gonna have a job when she gets off of this? Like, when they see this?
Maybe.
Who's gonna... What school board?
I wouldn't go to her for help.
What school board is going to employ this crazy nut job?
Someone who wants publicity and money.
Like, I can't with her. And then you get to the rose ceremony, and they're all sitting there, and she's cocky as hell. Like, she hasn't told the girls
I'm
yet.
so sad when you go.
Yeah, just basically saying goodbye to somebody. Like, I'm here. I know I'm not going anywhere. But I love how Chris walked in and just dropped it all out there. Like, Kelsey came to my room, and, like, all the girls are like,
yeah,
what?
Upstairs.
Like, it's just these girls. I can't with her. I can't even. She needs to go. So he's talking, and then he's like, all of a sudden he's like, I gotta go, and he, like, goes and runs to Chris, and it's just, while they're, like, her attitude while Chris were talking,
and there's no cocktail party. Straight up going to the roses.
Exactly. Now.
And then she panics because she knows she's going.
Yeah.
But I don't think she goes.
We'll talk about that, because I rewatched the end of it because I was like, I wanted to see who was on, and I've seen pictures of next week's dates, so I can tell you if you want to know.
Well, I know she's not gone because in the preview for this season, there's a scene where her wearing, I think, the fedora hat or something, and he's saying, like, I'm sorry, and she says, I can forgive you. So she hasn't done that yet. I have not seen that yet, so I'm assuming that is next week.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
I know who's on the group date, and I know who got the one-on-one, and we saw in the preview who was on the two-on-one.
And we know who's going home from that.
So, oh yeah, Mackenzie for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now there's no rose. There's no rose. There's no cocktail party. We're going right to a rose ceremony. Kelsey has now lost her mind completely and gets up and walks away. And then all of a sudden you hear, ah! And all the girls
Okay.
look over.
Do you think it's convenient that her husband drops dead walking to work and then she conveniently collapses while walking into another room?
She did not collapse. She laid down.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. She's reenacting. I'm telling you, watch the movie Gone Girl and you'll see a crazy bitch. Like, she is so contrived with everything she says. She's contriving everything she's doing. It's completely fake.
Yeah, like if you collapse, you're just like, she like her legs
slammed her head in the wall.
Her legs
are
like her legs are perfectly like placed so that you wouldn't see up her skirt, and like she like I think she like laid down, made like a clunk noise, and went, ah! And then had all the medics come in.
Like I just hit the ground really hard.
Like, so word on the street is that it's a panic attack. I don't know. But who do you think, when we get to the rose ceremony next week, who do you think it is?
If it's, well, I think it's Samantha and someone else, sadly, since we never see her. But if she makes it through again, I mean, I don't know how much she's doing.
I don't think she does.
No, I think it's Samantha and Megan, the blondes.
It's not Megan.
Oh, I didn't see the preview, so it's Ashley I.
If I'm looking at, I was looking at the pictures. Becca for sure got a one-on-one.
Which is not surprising.
The pictures I saw from the group date were Caitlin, Britt, Carly, Jade, Megan, and Whitney. So, Mackenzie...
Maybe Carly went home.
No, Carly's on the group date. Caitlin, Brittany, Carly, Jade, Megan, and Whitney. So, Mackenzie, we know, is on the 2-on-1. So, I'm thinking Kelsey and Samantha go because she's with Ashley. Ashley I is not on that group date. And there's a dark-haired girl on... There's a darker-haired girl.
The scene.
But they have...
But there's a scene in the preview of the whole season that showed them talking, like, by a field. And she was all upset, and he was telling her, like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, I can forgive you. I can move forward from this.
But even...
Unless that was not shown, it was in the make a preview.
I don't think it was, because the one-on-one with Becca was like a horse riding date. The group date looks like it's some kind of like stand-up comedy, make a routine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't see pictures of the 2-on-1, but there was no field in that. But Kelsey was nowhere to be seen in any of the pictures unless they're...
So who wasn't seen? We didn't see Kelsey.
The only people I didn't see were Kelsey, Samantha, and Ashley I.
I bet you anything it's Ashley I and Samantha. I just don't see Kelsey going.
But I think after this medical stunt, I think she's gone.
I don't think so.
To be honest with you.
I think it's Ashley I.
You also thought that the chick on the floor was Britt.
You said that.
No, you said
I said Kelsey.
I always said Kelsey.
Rewatch it. I said Kelsey.
Bring me the tapes. No, I'm
playing it on my phone right now.
You said Kelsey. You said Britt. I am so freaking sure you said Britt.
Nope. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Challenge me.
If anyone's watching out there, who do you think is right? Hashtag YR Live tweet.
Mikey's right.
No, I'm right. I'm always right. Ashley's got Twitter too. I just started following her, so I can't wait to see what. Oh God, turn it down.
Is it loud?
I just hate to hear myself.
I'm gonna find out right now.
It's pretty dire over there, so I don't know if you're gonna have spending time for this stuff set up.
I'm talking about Eric.
What? Eric, if you're watching, can you pull these tapes up, please?
Find it faster.
Find it faster. Unless Britt goes on that one-on-one.
You also thought Brittany was going to go home this week.
Well, I thought after she was so... See, I thought she was going to go home. I didn't think she was on the floor.
No. I'm pretty sure he thought she was on the floor.
No. Fine.
I look good on camera. Okay, I give up. I don't know. I don't want to watch like the whole last 7 minutes. How many girls are going to lose? Just 2?
Yeah. Sorry, people.
Are you trying to look too?
I am. Yeah, it was nice because he didn't need to do. At this point, when you're sending 4 girls home, you don't.
I would like to see some guys that are not like the macho, stuck-up guys. Like I want to see some fun guys join.
Can I go past it?
Could you imagine commentary? Like her full season commentary?
She would have hilarious commentary.
Good. That needs to be apologized for. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Oh, I went too
A lot
far.
of crazy shit. Yeah. So, and Carly stole time. No, Kelsey, I think, stole time. Someone
Oh, here we go.
like shows up at his hotel room.
Yeah. It was either one of those 2 girls, I think. It was either Kelsey or Carly.
Yeah, those 2.
You thought Carly went into the hotel room.
And I think it looks like Britt got the one-on-one. Like I think he gave her a one-on-one to see.
Well, because that's like the way the editing looks.
I'll watch it later. We'll settle this bet next time. How about that?
We'll figure it out later.
I'll watch the last 10 minutes later on, and I'll put it at the bottom of this post, this blog post for this video.
Right.
So yeah, that's it. People are crazy now. It's batshit.
This episode definitely started kicking it in full gear.
Yeah, these women are now like unless Kelsey was on that group date, she couldn't have been though, because I don't think they're only going to send 1 girl home. It's too late. It's too late for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did not see Kelsey in any of the group date pictures.
What do you think is the bad thing that happens? Do you think they hyped that up and it never did?
I think that's what ABC does. ABC will hype you up and then let you down. Like they're like the worst.
Yeah, I'm just starting to think maybe nothing ever really seriously happened. They just played it for the preview.
They had people watch because every time we were like, it's gonna happen next week. It's gonna happen next week.
They're just crazy girls.
They are. They're just nuts, and he's just letting them be nuts. So I don't know what to say, but yeah, it looks like I don't even know where they are. I think they're still in the States. I didn't think they went anywhere. I think they might still be in Santa Fe next week with the horses and.
Yeah, they'll probably do one more with the Santa Fe and then maybe finally go somewhere nicer.
I don't know. Like they're because
Can you imagine if he just ends it and he goes to Santa Fe and then he takes like final 7 to Iowa? They never go anywhere nice. They just go to Iowa and it's like, no, this is what we're really gonna be doing here.
Yeah, he proposes in Iowa. It's like, oh my god, I so got gypped this season. All these girls in their little bikinis and they never get to eat.
Yep. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's.
He's making his way there. He's already going across the country to Iowa.
I know. Like they're all like, we're in Santa Fe, and like you're in Santa Fe. Like that was
Megan.
That
do
was
they
like,
wear sombreros like they do in Mexico, in New Mexico?
This was like on like Andy's season of The Bachelor, and when they're like, we're going to Connecticut, and I'm like,
do you know where that is?
You know where that is? Like they're all excited. We're going to Connecticut. And I'm like, that's in the States, right? Like,
that's nothing. Okay, I watched Bad Girls Club, and they were in. Okay, I know it's trashy. But they were in Miami, and they got the thing that says you're going to Key West. And they were jumping off the walls screaming, and I was like, isn't Key West like a freaking 45-minute drive from Miami? Like, you're so excited to go down the street. Like,
Like, for me, Key West would be a big deal.
I think these people just get bored being in the house. Like, yes, we're
I
going
know.
somewhere else.
Woohoo! And I mean, they don't even know their geography, so I mean, like,
Yeah, they don't even know where shit is usually.
yeah. It's like, oh, it's so
But
bad.
so far, I think my final five's looking good.
I hate
Britt,
you.
Whitney, Caitlin, Becca, and Jade.
Yeah, I think so. I think you were
To
right.
me, it's really looking like it now.
It's
The only sleeper is
breaking
Carly.
my heart. My heart is shattering in pieces to have to say that you're right.
I think Carly could be the sleeper, and Britt could go out earlier. But I don't know. My five's looking pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I think your
If you
five
look-
will stay. I don't think Caitlin.
Here's the proof. You know it's true because there's 30 bitches on here.
You could write that anytime
Oh yeah.
and just put all their names
And all
down.
their jobs.
Yeah. I think Caitlin's not going anywhere. Carly's not going anywhere. Jade for sure is not going anywhere until production tells him that she's a porn star. Then she might. She is not going. Okay, she's not going home to mom and dad.
I honestly think Final Four. I honestly think Final Four is going to be Jade, Caitlin, Whitney, and Becca. Because Britt's getting a bad edit, I think she's not going to make top 4.
Oh, I don't.
And I bet you it goes. Jada will go. Wait, when do they go to home visits? 4?
4.
Then if they go to home visits at 4, Caitlin's going. Because he's going to be like, your family's crazy. 4 down, and then Jade will go next, and then I think it's going to be a Becca, Whitney, end.
Why would Caitlin's family be crazy? I don't understand.
Because she's crazy.
She's fun. She's not crazy. Like,
I'm not saying crazy, but he can barely finish a sentence, and she's very outgoing. She has a big personality. You can't tell me she doesn't have siblings or her parents aren't like that.
but
He's
he
gonna go there
needs
and he's gonna
that.
be in the mud.
He needs that though.
Yeah, but he can be overwhelmed, and he's had a thing for Jade from the beginning, and Whitney's grown on him, and Becca's grown on him. So I don't know.
You can't tell me that production is not gonna like set him aside and go listen.
Nope. Maybe to avoid her from being final 2, but I don't think they'll stop it before
let him
then.
bring her home to mom.
I think they will. No, isn't mom final 2?
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess his home visit, no big deal.
Yeah.
But their home visit's no
Their
big deal.
home visits. I think Jade's there, and then I think she'll go at final 3 or 4.
I wonder if that picture's sitting in their freaking hallway.
You're bad. Mom framed it on the wall.
We're so proud of our girl. I don't know. I just can't.
That's everything.
Yeah, that's it for this week. So we're gonna
Psychos.
see. We're gonna have 2 rose ceremonies next week, I guess. We're gonna see who gets the boot this week. I think I'm right. Kelsey, Samantha. Put that.
I'm guessing next week's episode is going to be lackluster in the drama, and that's why they pushed the rose ceremony into it.
Yeah, I think I don't because once you get rid of, if you get rid of Samantha, just.
Because it's going to start off crazy, and then it will be probably like a normal episode of being chill.
Yeah, so I don't think they're
Especially if Ashley I
traveling.
goes home.
I don't think she is. I'm pretty sure because there was a clip of her saying, "Why did you tell her that? Why did you tell her that? Like, tell her what I said." So I'm assuming that like Ashley I had like a one-on-one portion of their 2-on-1 date before Mackenzie, and then Chris told Mackenzie what Ashley said, and then Mackenzie told Ashley what she said.
Maybe.
Because those 2 are, and those are the 2 that are the closest. They normally like
What do
those
you
are.
think?
So they normally pull out like the 2 friends to make drama between 2 friends.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The whole Kelsey thing confused me because there's just that scene I don't see, but maybe that scene happened when they were at the lake and they just cut it out.
Yeah, I think it might have at the lake or yeah.
Because I just know they were outside somewhere talking, and she was like, "I can move forward. I forgive you." I'll have to relook the preview again, but I'm pretty sure that was in the preview.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen that's in that preview though, so I am confident in my Kelsey Samantha predictions. I know you think it's gonna be Ashley and Samantha. But I'm thinking for sure Samantha is pretty much dead in the water.
Watch, it's all Jade and Kelsey. I'm just kidding.
No,
Samantha just keeps on trucking through.
yeah, she
I feel
she
so
ends
bad
up
for
winning.
Samantha and Nikki really got screwed the most because they made it so far compared to so many of the girls ratio-wise and got no time.
I know that happens. Because you're normal.
So yeah, they're too normal.
If you're normal and you don't create drama, you don't get any screen time. It's kind of like Lauren on Juan Pablo season. Never created any drama. Didn't know she was there. Like,
Yeah.
but you'll have to tune in next week to find
Well,
out
on to
what's
the next
happening. Tune in next week, and you can find all of our shows from previous weeks, all of my Bachelor vlogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/roses. You can find my, what am I writing? Vanderpump in Atlanta at yourrealityrecaps.com/bravo. And we're doing Celebrity Apprentice, and we're doing King of the Nerds. Melissa's writing some really great blogs on King of the Nerds right now. And you're going to have to listen to John's audio blogs on the Bravo page, because this week Vanderpump was fantastic. So I can just imagine the blogs that John is going to be reading to you for this week. To watch at Reality Recaps Twitter for when his blogs drop, because oh my god, I can just imagine the things that John is going to be saying this week, especially about especially with Vanderpump and Beverly Hills. Atlanta didn't air this week, so I can just imagine what John is saying, because there's so much stuff going on right now on the Bravo shows that John is just going to be like going crazy. So I can't wait. I can't wait. And what are you doing? What are you writing?
I'm on Facebook. Why do I always say Facebook? I am on Instagram and Twitter at MikeyRich1122. And you can find my Real Housewives blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/bravo.
Yeah. And thumbs up and
subscribe to our YouTube. And we'll see you later.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.